Hey guys, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the CURT Premium 4 bike rack on our 2020 Ford Expedition. Right away, as you can see, we do have a nice hanging style bike rack here. And why that's great, these dual arm support systems are going to make a great 3-point contact for our bikes. We're not going to get play going left and right on here. We're going to be nice and supported. Talking about these bike arms though, as you can see, we have a nice little tapered system here. What's going to be great about that, that's going to allow us to accommodate most of our step through and those kiddos bikes. Now, a lot of times to get on these hitch mounted accessories, you will need a bike adapter bar. However, the tapered end is going to eliminate that need, so we only have to have one purchase, and we won't have to be finding those bike adapter bars every time we want to take our family out to the trails. And in the end here too, we have these nice little reflectors. I really like these. They're not really seen that much on most bike racks, so there's something I like to mention. It's just going to alert the drivers behind us where we are, where our bikes are, and hopefully prevent any kind of accident from happening, especially at night when we're coming back home from those long trail rides. We don't have to have anything to worry about. Bringing ourselves to the cradles here, we see we have some nice little rubber straps here, and all these do, they simply go around our frame, secure to our post, and pull down and tighten. It's nice and durable. It's quite thick. I don't think you'll have any issues with dry rot, anything of that nature. And we do have some just rubber here. It's actually just kind of a plastic, and it's just going to actually hold our bike frame there. That'll reduce some of the friction. It's definitely not metal, so it's going to hold up pretty good on those frames. Talking about frames though, this does have a 180 weight capacity overall, so about 45 pounds per bike. Definitely those kiddos bikes are definitely going to be under that, so maybe you can get away with a little bit of your heavier bikes on this side, but keep in mind, any of those e-bikes, definitely take those batteries out, and definitely be sure to weigh those. And talking about frame contact, this does have frame contact mounts, so our carbon frames will not be a good option for us. So if you have a carbon frame bike, this probably will not be the option for you, as that will deteriorate your frame. But let's go ahead and take a look at getting this bad boy off of here. As we talked about before, these strips just simply pull down and go over, creating a little room for us. And we repeat the process on the other side. These stable knobs here, they actually hold up pretty well. I've seen some other ones, they're a little bit more rubber, and they kind of start getting a little flimsy, but as you can see, that's a nice hard contact there for us still. Looking down here at the bottom, this is our third point on our frame contact here. You see, we have the same rubber stripping here and the same cradle mount. However, this does utilize an anti-sway feature. When you start getting 4 bikes on here, you're going to see a lot more sway as you go back and forth. We'll talk about ways of mitigating that as well. However, this innately has these nice anti-sway systems in here, and that just reduces our sway as we go down the road. As you can see, I've already taken off. Look how much more sway it has without that on there. To remove it, all we simply want to do is grab on here, lift off, and over, and we're ready to ride. Now I am 6'1", so as you can see, it was already kind of at my height. When on the Ford Expedition here, we do have a little bit of higher height, but I don't think it's anything too much to worry about. Now with any hitch-mounted accessory, we are going to add length to our vehicle, especially on the Expedition. It already is a large vehicle, so let's go ahead and see how much length this actually adds to our vehicle. Going from the rear of the bumper here and to the bottom of our rack, I know that it's about 39 inches or so from our vehicle. So a little lengthy. However, I think it's actually pretty under some of the other ones you might see on our site. So if you're looking for a way to keep that length kind of short, it is a couple inches shorter, and we have a few tricks up our sleeve to actually reduce that length. As you see at the top here, we have a nice little spring clip system. All we simply want to do, pull that spring clip out of the way, secure our mast with the other hand, and pull that pin right on out. Now this is a bit older for us. You can see we have a little wear and tear here, but with a little WD-40, it'll make it go real nice and simple for you. And as you see, that spring clip ready to be reinserted again, and after we drop our mast, it'll lock right in place for us, and this won't be going anywhere. Not going back towards us, not going back out here, nice and secure. So that's going to be a great option for us to actually reduce that length. Let's take a look at how much we actually shaved off. Looks like the bottom here is actually our longest point now, and with only 13 inches from the rear of our bumper, that really helps mitigate that space. As we talked about before, the Expedition, already a large vehicle, so now hopefully we might be able to sneak this in our garage. Once we got the bikes off, we can put this away and easily park it and not have to be worrying about our back clearance. Now, a cool little thing about this one too, the Expedition does have a lot of cargo space, so we want to access that. We have a nice little system here. All we simply have to do, pull this pin out, and this guy as well. I actually like to go ahead and loosen this mast as well. This just simply keeps this play from rocking back and forth. As you see, I undo that. We get a lot more play, and then we can go ahead, remove our pin. The safety cable holding it nice in place for us. It's not something we have to worry about, and I won't be losing it anytime soon. If you're forgetful like me, then we simply pull up on this knob, and that releases our mast. Able to get it out of the way, and now all we simply have to do, press that button. As you can see, ample clearance for our hatch here. Now we're able to get in here. We got those coolers, we got the helmets, anything we need in here. We don't have to scramble around in the front. That's always a nice headache to avoid. And of course, with the Expedition, you do have a lot of cargo area, so it's important to be able to access that. Whether we're at the grocery store or whatever, this can stay on here, or at the trailhead. We won't have too many issues. So just go ahead and re-secure this bad boy down. As we talked about before, that safety cable, keeping our pin right there for us, ready to go. And it can take a little play here just to actually find that position again. But it's definitely not too much of a problem. I think I brought it up a little too fast here. So let's go ahead and get that pin set first. And as you can see, it'll slide right back into place. A little bit of user error here. My bad on that, guys. Thank you. And replacing our coupler pin. We'll secure this down and tighten this just so that we have a little less play in our mast. Now we look at the bottom here. An important thing to keep in mind is our clearance. And why that's important, as our front tires go up, the back end of this vehicle is going to drop. So if we're going up any steep inclines, or maybe some little rough terrain, because we're going to take this bad boy out, we'll be able to have ample clearage with about 19 7/8 clearance. I definitely think that's not something we worry about. But like we said, it's always important to keep it in mind. Moving down the receiver here, we do just have a 2-inch receiver. And this actually goes right into our 2-inch hitch here. And it has a nice anti-rattle bolt on the end here. That's just going to bring us in line with our vehicle. Therefore, we're not going to feel the movement. We're going to have very little play, so we will feel less in our vehicle, and our bike's going to feel less. Keeping that system all in one line is really going to reduce that vibration you're going to feel. I love that option for it. And again, a thing I like about this, it's pretty close to our vehicle. This Expedition does get pretty long. I've seen some other models, they kind of extend a little bit further out. Every inch really starts counting, especially when you're in this kind of vehicle. And the tapered arms, you really can't beat it. If you're a family-minded individual, these tapered arms are going to be great. Those bike adapters, you're already lowering your cost, and it's something that you don't have to lose. So I love that feature about it. All in all, I think that's about it for our look at the CURT Premium 4 Bike Rack on our 2020 Ford Expedition. I'm Bobby. Thank you for joining us.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.